So, I don't know if it's opposite day or anything, but I would call Wonder Woman the first legitimately bad DC movie. You know, I love DC. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. Are people drinking the Kool-Aid? Is it some feminist propaganda thing? You know, I would say in the movie, the actual feminist thing is pretty light, pretty minimal, pretty minimal. I've been drinking, if you can tell. It's delicious little concoction. It's only like 5% bourbon, but it's Coke with a little bit of cherry grenadine. Also, please recommend bourbon brands to me because I'm drinking Wild Turkey. It's all right. I've heard from some people that that's great, high quality stuff, and I've heard from others that it's cheap peasant swill. So I don't like Jack Daniels. I'm okay with Wild Turkey, so I just want to try some stuff. I've only been 21 for a month. Okay, give me a break. As for Wonder Woman, when I saw the trailers, I was projecting like a 7 out of 10 score. I'm like, alright, it's a DC movie. What do DC movies usually get right? They always look cool, the color palette, the cinematography, the action is always very well done, and it looks like it's gonna be awesome. There's drums going down in the background, and it is awesome for the 90 seconds that it's happening. And I already knew that I didn't like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. She is a model. She was chosen for her looks, not her acting ability, which is not a good idea. Not an idea that I approve of anyway, but hey, what do I know? I'm just a male perpetuating the systematic patriarchy. I figured it'd be like a 7 out of 10 for a good action movie, but it'd be on the weaker side of DC. But man, I wasn't expecting this. From the very beginning of the movie, it spends way too long with her as a little baby, and she's not that cute if you care. If you're gonna have a kid in a movie, they gotta be cute. I.e. Murph from Interstellar, okay? That's kids done right. It spends way too long on the island, and this movie focuses way more on the origins of Wonder Woman than having a cool action movie. Now, maybe that's because I already know the origin of Wonder Woman, because I saw that shitty 2009 movie, and admittedly, this one is better than that one. But man, there's like 3 moments in the entire movie where I found myself going, okay, now that's cool. The rest of the movie, I was either bored, cringing, or laughing at how ridiculous something was. The effects are particularly bad. So one of the first shots in the movie is Diana as a little kid, like falling, like she jumps off this high cliff and she's falling. And I just swear, it's the worst green screen I have ever seen. You could tell there's actual like whoosh marks behind her for the wind to just make her look like it's terrible. And that comes up so often throughout the movie. You notice green screen everywhere. And that battle on the beach with all the World War I Germans and the Amazons on horseback, which looked like it was gonna be awesome, it's just so poorly filmed, man. I would guess that most of the stunts in this movie are not actual stunts and that it's a CGI person flipping around because that's what it looked like. So an Amazon will like jump off a horse in slow motion and shoot 3 arrows and take out 3 people at the same time, and it'll look cool, but it'll look fake at the same time. And before that, at the very start of the movie where Gal Gadot is like training with these other peoples, it is cut, edit. It's so fast. It's like you're having a damn one-on-one sword fight. How many angles do you really need to have? So when they finally get to the awesome warehouse fight, so I guess every DC movie has an awesome warehouse fight. I don't know if it was a warehouse, but you know, the part in Batman v Superman that was reminiscent of the Arkham video games that everybody unanimously agreed was awesome. There's a very similar scene in this movie, and it's this one from the trailers where she's flipping around and it's kick, bam, slide. Someone hits her in the back with a gun and it shatters in super slow motion. There's a lot of super slow motion, and I'm totally okay with that. I love it. I think it's cool. I would much rather you slow down the action so I can see it than shitty, quick-cut, fast-paced shit that I can't keep up with. You know, right as she jumps through the window, too, you hear the drum theme kicking up, and the soundtrack, aside from the stuff that Hans Zimmer already wrote for her in Batman v Superman, is super lazy and super phoned in. So occasionally, when she starts kicking ass, it'll switch to the drum Hans Zimmer theme, that you know, that dee-dee-dee-dee-dan-dan-dan, and it is super cool. But that happens like 3 times in the whole movie. And it is in, over, out, boom, done like that. And it's like, and then we go back to this shitty her running. Most of the movie consists of her running around and going, where is Ares? I have to find Ares. If I kill Ares, I will stop the war. So Diana has this thing where she thinks Ares, the god of war, is the reason that World War I is happening. She thinks if she kills Ares, the war will stop. But it was so poorly done. I mean, Gal Gadot is not a good actress to begin with, and you just have her spouting about Ares, Ares, I have to find Ares. Just makes her seem like a naive idiot. And instead of me wondering as an audience member, being kept in tension like, oh, is it really Ares? Or is it just the evil cruelty of mankind? I don't know. What I actually found myself thinking was, lady, shut the f*** up, you annoying whiny bitch. So when Ares shows up, at first I liked how they did it, alright? No spoilers, but I liked how they did it. And then, of course, because it's a DC superhero movie, we have to have, like, a Man of Steel, people throwing in CGI superhero battle. So when that part happens, he puts on, like, this really shitty CGI Lord of the Rings orc armor, and his helmet looks so ridiculous. I burst out laughing. I'm not kidding. I had people looking at me. I was bothering other people in the theater around me because I could not keep a straight face when Ares' face was on screen. He's supposed to be this menacing badass, this god of war, and I was laughing at him. And I want to say Chris Pine is good too, but really he's so useless in the movie. His role is to ferry Gal Gadot around, keep her from doing stupid things, but when they're actually fighting, when shit is actually going down, you know, he just stands there because he's a guy with a bolt-action rifle, and she is a freaking superhero. So they have all this shit about the front, oh, where's the front? So at this point in the movie, the war is already practically over, but he's all like, Diana, it's no man's land, nobody can cross it, and when she does hop over the thing, and she deflects that mortar shell with her shield, it's cool. But then you notice, it's like she's always deflecting bullets with bracelets or blocking stuff with her shield. I'm like, okay, so why is that necessary? She's Wonder Woman. You realize she has the physical strength nearly of Superman. Alright, bullets are gonna bounce off of her anyway, right? But at the beginning of the movie, she has a sword. Someone hits her with a sword, and she's got like red blood on it, and then it just heals really quickly. And then the other Amazons, when they're fighting on that beach, get killed just like normal people. They take a bullet and they go down immediately. So is Wonder Woman the only one who is actually superhero? Because she's the god killer? I thought I knew this lore, and now the movie did it differently, and now I'm unclear on how that works. So there's this part in this trench where Deanna's talking to a family, and the family's all like, please, they've destroyed my home, and Deanna's all obsessed and absorbed, and she's like, where? Tell me exactly where, like she's gonna help him. And, you know, it being World War I, Chris Pine is like, Deanna, we can't do anything, we gotta keep going. And she's like, what, this family, we have to help this family, Ares has destroyed this family. I don't know why she's Italian all of a sudden, but I can't do an Israeli accent, I guess. And Chris Pine is just kind of like stuttering at her. He's like, oh, I can't explain it, but we have to go, okay? We have to go this way. And she's like, how can you say that? We have to help this family. So what he should have said was like, it's freaking war, Deanna. There's millions of other people just like them, alright? We can't do anything about it. How we help is by stopping the gas. That's how we help. But Wonder Woman doesn't hear it, so she just hops over the trench. So he's all like, it's no man's land. No man can cross it. I just didn't like that conversation. I didn't like how Chris Pine dealt with it. And the dialogue is so corny, so shitty, so poorly written. You will actually hear the line, I choose to believe in love. That line is spoken in this movie. And then you have their other side characters in the movie. You have an Irish guy, a Native American guy, and an Italian guy for diversity's sake. Yeah, them. They don't matter. You know, it's not all bad. You know, there is a pretty good scene between Chris Pine and Gal Gadot when they're on a boat, when they're sailing back to London. Why are you sleeping over there? There's plenty of room next to me. It's a good scene. But I was very disappointed with this movie. I was really hoping that it would sell me on Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. It did not. It confirmed my suspicions that you don't cast models as superheroes. She looks fantastic, though. She's got like this cool black velvety cloak like from Lord of the Rings that she walks around in. It looks great. Her hair looks fantastic. Someone clearly spent a lot of time on her hair. But when she's actually in the Wonder Woman outfit with the little tiara, she looks like she's cosplaying, man. She doesn't look the part. She's too thin. She really is. There's a couple good action scenes, but they are so quick, so brief, in what feels like a nearly 3-hour movie. I know it's not, but it felt like it because it moves so slow and I was bored. I should not be bored in superhero movies, alright? They're action movies. These should be the highest, most easy to hold your attention kind of movies out there, okay? So stop wasting so much time and get to the good shit. Wonder Woman is the first DC Universe movie that I do not want to buy the Blu-ray for. I do not want to see it again, and I cannot in confidence say that it is a good movie. And I'm giving Wonder Woman a 5 out of 10. Man of Steel is way better. Suicide Squad is way better. Batman v Superman is mostly better. That one's got issues too. Really, the critical response to this movie seems to have just been, hey, female director, female lead actress, woohoo, 10 out of 10, yay equality. So everybody just thinks that if they criticize it, they look like a sexist, misogynistic pig. And it's either that, or I literally saw a different movie than everybody else did. One of the two. Alright, take your pick. The summer scoreboard is now 2 for 4. I should get a little whiteboard and keep track of this, it'll be fun.